Picture this. July 18, 1918, a small village in South Africa's Eastern Cape. A boy is born who will one day change the world. His name? Rolihlahla Mandela. But the world would come to know him as Nelson Mandela. Growing up, young Nelson witnessed something that would shape his entire life. He saw his people, the black majority of South Africa, treated as second-class citizens in their own land. They couldn't vote, they couldn't live where they wanted. They couldn't even sit on the same bench as white people. This system had a name. Apartheid. Mandela wasn't born a revolutionary. He was a lawyer, educated and articulate. But when he saw the laws designed to crush his people's dignity, something ignited within him. In 1944, he joined the African National Congress. His mission? To fight for equality through peaceful resistance. For years, Mandela organized protests, strikes, and campaigns. He believed in Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolence, but in 1960, everything changed. Police opened fire on peaceful protesters in Sharpeville, killing 69 people. Mandela realized that peaceful protests alone wouldn't break the chains of apartheid. He made a difficult choice. He formed Umkhonto weSizwe, meaning, Spear of the Nation. Their goal was to engage in sabotage against government installations. Not to kill, but to make a statement. The government was watching, and they were terrified of this man who refused to be silenced. August 5, 1962, Mandela was arrested. The charge? Conspiracy to overthrow the government. He stood in that courtroom, not as a defendant begging for mercy, but as a warrior defending his cause. During the Rivonia trial in 1964, Mandela delivered a speech that would echo through history. He spoke for over 3 hours. His closing words still give people chills today. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die. The courtroom fell silent. The judge sentenced him to life imprisonment, Robben Island. A maximum security prison on a small island off Cape Town. This would be Mandela's home for 18 of his 27 years in captivity. Imagine this. A tiny cell, barely bigger than a closet, a thin mat on the floor. Hard labor in a lime quarry under the scorching sun, damaging his eyesight forever. But here's what's remarkable, prison couldn't break Nelson Mandela. While his body was confined, his mind remained free. He studied Afrikaans, the language of his oppressors, to understand them better. He read voraciously, he debated with fellow prisoners. He even played chess with his guards. Slowly, he earned their respect. The prison authorities tried everything to break him. They isolated him, they denied him privileges. They kept him from his family for years. His mother died while he was in prison. He couldn't attend her funeral. His son died in a car accident. Again, no funeral. Each blow would have crushed most people. But Mandela? He stood taller. Outside those prison walls, something extraordinary was happening. Mandela's name became a rallying cry. Free Mandela. Protesters chanted in London, New York, Tokyo. Musicians wrote songs about him. The world demanded his release. By the late 1980s, even South Africa's government knew change was inevitable. The apartheid system was crumbling, international sanctions were choking the economy. President F.W. de Klerk faced a choice: continue the violence or negotiate peace. February 11, 1990, after 27 years, the prison gates finally opened. Mandela, now 71 years old, walked out holding hands with his wife, Winnie. Cameras from around the world captured this historic moment. Millions watched as this man, who had every reason to be bitter, raised his fist not in anger, but in triumph. What he said next shocked everyone: no calls for revenge. No hatred for his oppressors. Instead, Mandela spoke of reconciliation. Of forgiveness, of building a new South Africa together. 4 years later, in 1994, South Africa held its first democratic election. For the first time ever, black South Africans could vote. And they chose Nelson Mandela as their first black president. Nelson Mandela's journey from prisoner to president isn't just history. It's a masterclass in human resilience and moral courage. He teaches us that suffering doesn't have to define us. 27 years in prison could have turned him into a bitter, angry man. Instead, he emerged with his spirit intact, ready to forgive. He shows us the power of patience. Mandela didn't just survive prison. He used those years to grow stronger, wiser, and more determined. Sometimes our greatest challenges become our greatest teachers. He proves that forgiveness is not weakness, it's the ultimate strength. Mandela could have sought revenge against those who stole nearly 3 decades of his life. Instead, he chose peace, understanding that hatred would only continue the cycle of violence. Mandela reminds us that one person can change the world. He wasn't a superhero. He was a man who refused to give up on his dream of equality. Even when that dream seemed impossible. Nelson Mandela died on December 5, 2013, at age 95. But his legacy lives forever. When we face our own prisons, whether they're made of bars or built by our circumstances, we can remember him. The man who turned 27 years of captivity into a foundation for freedom. His life asks us a question. What will we do with our struggles? Will they break us, or will we use them to build something beautiful? The answer, like always, is ours to choose. Hit the subscribe button.
Thanks for watching.